improvement on the public safety patrols downtown? Like, where are you at in that process?
Yes. So the 9 p.m. routine is just one piece of a much larger community safety effort underway in Dauphin. Earlier this year, Council adopted the city's Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan, and that provides a long-term roadmap for improving safety, supporting vulnerable populations, and strengthening community well-being. And as part of that, we will be launching another important initiative of the Downtown Safety Patrol pilot later this month. And this pilot will provide a visible presence in our downtown and key public spaces, helping to improve perceptions of safety, support businesses and residents, and connect people with services when appropriate, and address issues before they escalate. So the three initiatives together, the Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan, the Downtown Safety Patrol, and the 9 p.m. routine, all kind of work towards the same goal of creating a safer community. We issued an RFP for the Downtown Safety Patrol pilot, and that closed on March 26th. We have reviewed the proposals, and I'm making a recommendation to Council coming up at this Council meeting on Monday to award the contract. We had some excellent proposals, and this is a different kind of patrol. So it's not enforcement. These personnel would not be police officers. They're not replacing the RCMP. Their role is centered more on visibility, relationship building, de-escalation, wellness checks, connecting vulnerable individuals with services, and intervening early before situations escalate into emergencies. So it's not basic private security. It's intentionally different from a traditional enforcement-focused security model. And so we're seeking personnel with training in trauma-informed practice, crisis de-escalation, overdose response, and community engagement. And we received some excellent proposals with all of those skill sets, and I have made a recommendation that you'll see at the Council meeting on Monday.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, outside of enforcement, that's just as important an initiative. I think that relationship building. So I think it's a good approach.
It is, because, since the pandemic, we have seen an increase in kind of social disorder concerns downtown. And, this includes loitering, vandalism, misuse of public washrooms, and some needles. And we've been hearing from downtown businesses, library staff, recreation facility staff, and some residents who are feeling less comfortable in certain public spaces. But at the same time, we recognize that many of the individuals involved are themselves vulnerable and in need of support. So it's not simply a policing issue. It's a broader social issue that communities across Manitoba and Canada are all grappling with right now. And, there's a number of contributing factors to that. I think we've seen an increase in unhoused individuals since the pandemic. The pandemic placed tremendous financial, social, and mental health pressures on many people, especially people who are already living on the socioeconomic margins. And with the recent adjustment in the operating hours for the Safe Warm Space, they've changed from 24-hour service to overnight service only during the week. So since that change, we've seen more displaced individuals out in the community during daytime hours. So this has increased visibility of these challenges in the downtown. So the majority of these folks that we're referring to are not really engaging in any criminal activity, and some just require assistance. So we want to balance public safety and enforcement with compassion, and recognizing that we have folks in our community who just need to be referred to the proper services.
That's a tough balancing act.
It is.
I hope it works out.
Yeah, thank you.
So are we talking about overnight patrols, random patrols through the day?
Right now, the model that we propose to the contractors that we're considering is to do a 10-hour shift. So we're looking at quite likely noon to 10 p.m. kind of thing, 7 days a week.
Okay.
But those hours, after the first couple of periods of the patrol, we'll be getting data and reports from the personnel with boots on the ground. We'll be getting those reports weekly, and we will adjust the hours according to the level of need.
Okay.
So, for instance, we may find that we don't need a 10-hour shift on Sundays, so we may then extend the hours more into the evening, past 10 o'clock. So we'll be adjusting the operating hours as the personnel are out there, seeing what the needs are, and kind of seeing what the hotspot times are.
And how many personnel are we talking about?
We'd have two at any given shift.
Okay.
Yes.
But leaving it up to the contractor to fill that, or you're hiring?
It's all completely contracted, and these companies that we received proposals from, they have fully trained personnel. It's actually quite impressive. They understand the need for outreach and making connections with people, providing warm referrals to services, and they will provide the complement of staff, and they will ensure that they have 2 people at any given time. And the focus will be on foot patrol. So they will have a vehicle that they'll, park in one of their designated patrol areas. They'll park the vehicle, and they will be mostly on foot.
Oh, okay.
So they'll also be out there within the first 14 days, making direct connections with the business owners downtown, going in and chatting and making those connections, and going into the library and the rec facilities, and really connecting with the stakeholders to make sure everyone's aware that there are people out there who are keeping an eye on things, keeping people moving along, and trying to de-escalate situations before they progress into an emergency situation. So it's not meant to replace the RCMP, it's to complement the work that they're doing by just providing that outreach and that connection with the vulnerable people in the community.
Okay, so they're reporting to the city,
yes,
to the RCMP, or both as needed?
No, they'll be reporting to me
Okay.
as the chair of the Protective Services Committee. I'm the one administering this contract.
Okay.
But we will certainly have an initial startup meeting with the RCMP just to kind of delineate the distinction between the roles and what role the safety personnel can play in referring incidents to the RCMP once they escalate. So the two will work kind of hand in hand,
right,
but they won't be stepping on each other's toes.
Okay. I think